people know your work writing about food for the Times, certainly writing about cooking and eating for decades. But this is like your first serious deep dive into food as one of the most critical and important issues of our time. So my first question is, why this book and why right now for you?
Well, the book had to be written. I don't think that food is taken seriously enough in this country. You can see examples of that everywhere. Whenever there's a story about the critical issues confronting President Biden or anyone else who's making policy, food and agriculture is left off the list. The list is climate change, the list is inequality, the list is racism, the list is, you name it, infrastructure. The list is rarely includes agriculture and food, and yet those things determine so much of those other things, climate change, of course, and immigration and income inequality and land use and blah, 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 are all dependent on food and agriculture, and especially public health, which I'm sure we'll talk about. So it's a book that was crying to be written, and I especially wanted to write it because when I wrote my opinion column for the Times, I thought, this is great. I have the biggest platform imaginable. I can write about anything I want. I can write weekly, and people will, through my genius, will begin to understand the elements of that comprise the food system and why it's so important and so damaging right now. And lo and behold, that didn't happen. And I think part of that is that, change is hard. There's no question. But I think part of it is that building, when you make a mosaic, which is how I was thinking of those columns, when you make a mosaic, it's important to have all the pieces in one place at the same time. It's not enough to take each shard of glass or marble and show it to somebody and say, this is part of the mosaic. So the book is that work, that creative work, all in one place. It's not a collection of stuff from the Times, but it represents 5 years of thinking after 5 years of writing, 5 more years of thinking and writing after an initial 5 years of thinking and writing about this subject. And I'm pleased with it.
Yeah,